Football might be over, but the offseason, much like the city of New York, never sleeps. We got coaching changes, free agency, the combine, the draft, and tons more action to cover to get ready for the next NFL season. Who's going to be the next rising star? What new coach is going to have the greatest impact? What free agent is going to take your team from pretender to contender? Let us be the voice of the NFL news. As Coach Mike Dubb, the real AG Alex Givens, young RG Robert Garcia, and yours truly, Coach Defense, break down everything from the NFL offseason right here on the NFL offseason Blitz. Let's go.
I've been to myself, just me lately. I don't need a lot. I've been to myself, just me lately. I don't need a lot. No. Just me and the fam, few friends ain't playing. I don't speak a lot, and I can't stop. And I can't stop. And I can't stop. And I can't stop. I'm that cash money getter, big show stopper. 4 kids having no chain rocker. Make my business, work my business, count them digits, earn them winnings. I see you in my rear view and you been trying. Said you out here doing numbers but you been lying. And you know my little baby been fine. In the crib, bet she do it for the 9-9. I've been to myself, just me lately. I don't need a lot. No. Just me and the fam, few friends ain't playing. I don't speak a lot. And I can't stop. And I can't stop. And I can't stop. And I can't stop. I don't gotta say too much. My bros know the deal, they think I play too much. Never miss a miss, yeah, I've been scraping up. Life been moving faster, you should pray for us. Just got a text a wire hit. I don't need designer fits, but I like how designer fit. LV with the Prada mix. This is not a mannequin. You see what I'm standing in. Don't get who I'm standing with. Cause I'ma be me all day. I'ma be me all day. And you can't get in my way. You can't get in my way. I'ma be me all day. I'ma be me all day. And you can't get in my way. Yeah. I've been to myself, just me lately. I don't need a lot. No. Just me and the fam, few friends ain't playing. I don't speak a lot. And I can't stop. And I can't stop. And I can't stop. And I can't stop.
To all my heavy hitters and lockdown defenders, welcome to the offseason Blitz. I'm your host, Coach Defense. Alongside with me today, the squad, young RG Robert Garcia, the real AG Alex Givens, and yours truly, Air Retro DK5 49ers Insider. Gentlemen, what's happening? What's popping? Get these drops out the way.
Tuning into the Lockdown Defense Sports Network.
Degenerate gambler himself, Mr. Over-Under, King Parlay, the young Padawan himself, and card-carrying member of the Boat Gang or Don't Bang fan club, young RG, Robert Garcia is in the building. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Some people claim that they are all good, but none of them are real. The co-host of the Lightning Fast Fantasy Football Podcast, the trenches guru, Mr. I'm in 10 fantasy leagues and I'm still winning. President of the You Can Hate Me Cause You Ain't Me Chiefs fan club. Give it up for the real AG, Alex Givens.
Good.
And as always, the newest member to the crew, Ed Retro DK5, our 49ers Insider. Good brother, we're going to start with you. How you feeling out there? What's good in the hood?
I'm feeling good. Ready to talk some football.
Indeed. Young RG, Robert Garcia, good brother. What's going on? How you feeling out there?
Oh, man, Coach. We're almost there, huh?
Almost, man. Almost.
The season is but upon us. Preseason is almost here, gentlemen.
Indeed.
This is when the football talk starts to get real.
For sure. for sure, absolutely. Because everybody's in camp now. It is getting real. So people gonna start practicing tomorrow. It's gonna definitely be some topics to talk about, some conversations to be had. So we're gonna get right to it. Real AG, Alex Givens, good brother. How you feeling out there? What's going on? What's popping?
Man, it's popping big time, Coach. Feeling the excitement. The football is right around the corner. We got helmets on, pads on soon. I'm scheduling fantasy drafts, so that's when it gets real.
That's when it gets real, for sure. Yes, indeed. Coach Mike Dub couldn't join us today. I think Keith the Beast is going to join us a little bit later. So we're going to get right into the preseason this evening. We're not going to waste your time. We appreciate you holding us down and waiting on us. We had a little bit of an issue with traffic today. The motorcade kept your boy from trying to pod today. But we're going to keep doing it for the love of the game, man. It's all good. It's all gravy.
Next time, just remember, if you can't dodge it, ram it.
Can't dodge it, ram it. That's funny. Yes, indeed.
You got to have a Dodge Ram, of course. But
I don't have a Ram, I have a Charger, but pun intended.
Hey,
but it's all good.
Up.
Yeah,
charge it. You can't dodge it, charge it.
Dude. There you go. There it is.
Coach, is there any reason for the Charger?
Yes.
I think it's a hell of a vehicle.
Out of three, with a Hemi engine, on my add, it is definitely my second of 3 cars I've owned in my lifetime. New. I've owned 3 new cars in my lifetime, and 2 have been Chargers. So, hey, it is what it is. Lovely car.
It also helps that they share a name with
I'm
your
sure
squad.
It does.
Indeed.
Is it powder blue?
No, it's not. It is not. It's platinum gray. Platinum gray with Sith Lord tags.
Okay. Hell yeah.
I'm joking on the Sith Lord tags. I don't want people to be doxing me. I don't want people following me in the DMV. But yeah, they following all great Chargers to try to figure out where I live at. We don't need that kind of love. We don't need that kind of love. But yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So yeah, we are here. We are talking about preseason football. We are here in our NFL offseason blitz, our preseason preview. We're getting things rolling. Everybody's in camp now. Everybody's reported. The rookies are in. The vets are in. Everything's locked and loaded. People want to start getting on the field as of starting tomorrow. I know the Chargers are going to start practicing tomorrow, much other teams. So we're going to get into a few things that are going to be talked about in the upcoming season. We'll give you our projections, our conversations, and our opinions on what's going to happen in this training camp season leading up to the 2026 campaign. Indeed. So we're going to get right to it. So our first topic on the docket here, we're going to talk about must-watch offenses and defenses of 2026. Like, who's going to be the premier offense, the premier defense of the particular campaign of 2026? Who is it going to be? So let's start with our 49ers esteemed analyst, DK. So we're going to start offenses. Tell me who you think is the premium offense outside your own team, obviously.
Yeah.
If you want to, you can talk about it. But again, you can add them. But we want to be a holistic podcast. We want to talk about the whole NFL, not just our own team. So
I got you. It's still intriguing because we got a new wide receiver, but I understand what's going on.
Indeed.
I'm gonna go ahead. So I'm gonna go ahead and say the most intriguing offense I want to see is the Chicago Bears.
Really? Okay. Yeah. Tell us why.
Because I want to see what Luther Burton could do, and then they got Rome starting, so they lost DJ Moore, and I want to see if Caleb Williams can do what he did last year. Will he get that sophomore slump like Jaden Daniels?
Well, this will be a 3rd year slump for him, wouldn't it? This is 3rd year, right?
Yeah, is this 3rd year?
Yeah, it's 3rd year. Yes, 3rd year.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, people forget the rookie one. It was
so abysmal with Eberflus. Yeah, you kind of forget it.
I was gonna say I forgot who the damn coach even was.
Yeah, I'm about to say that was with Eberflus. But with Ben Johnson, this gonna be his 2nd year, so I'm interested to see what the offense looks like with them.
Okay, I'm with that.
I don't have them making the playoffs, so that's why I'm real interested to see.
Okay, so yeah, we definitely invested in your take, so I'm with that. Hey, double down on it. Why not?
Doubling down.
Yeah.
Indeed. Let's do it. All right, AG, who you got on your docket outside of Mahomes and the Chiefs? Obviously,
I was gonna put a little rubber stamp on and say if you want to watch unstoppable offense, just you watch Kansas City whenever they're playing. But no, I will actually keep it in division though.
Okay,
since you two can't by the same rule talk about your own squad, I'll give them a little praise. But I do think the Chargers offense is one of the more intriguing ones and has, as much as I hate to say it, a boatload of potential to be a pretty elite offensive unit in the league in 2026. You got Herbert, who, I mean, we all know what type of quarterback he is with what he's been given thus far. He's finally been given kind of an offensive guru, offensive coordinator with McDaniel. He doesn't have the pressure or the other BS that comes with being a head coach anymore. He can just focus on, making Herbert the best he can, just running the offense the way he wants to. They got Amarion Hampton, for how much it doesn't get talked about. I think they have a pretty solid young receiving core, or at least the upside is there. So I think, all the boxes can be checked that, this could become a very elite, a very powerhouse type offensive unit if everything clicks right and early and, they stay healthy. But I think they're definitely one of the more intriguing offenses heading into the season for sure.
I like it. Okay. All right, RG, who you got on your list as far as top offense that you're looking for to take leaps and bounds in the 2026 campaign?
Well, I'm kind of with the take here similar to DK in terms of I don't know if this team is necessarily, if this offense, I should say, is necessarily going to take leaps and bounds. But I'm very curious to see what the offense with Lamar and the Ravens looks like.
That's a good one.
The new
That's a good
OC one. There. I'm absolutely blanking on his name right now.
Declan Doyle.
Declan yes.
Double D.
Yes, the Ben Johnson.
Everybody be loving double D's now.
Oh, man.
Who doesn't love a good double D?
I served that one up perfectly for you.
You did. You really did.
It was a soft toss, dude. I was ready for it.
Oh, man.
Whammy.
But similar to DK, he is a Ben Johnson disciple coming from that Bears offense. Really turned around that run game basically in a season. Got the O-line right, got the run game right. He's going to have his work cut out for him. The O-line took a massive blow with Tyler Linderbaum leaving in free agency, of course. But on the flip side, not to say that Caleb is a bad QB by any means, but clearly Lamar is better just in terms of accomplishments and what he's done in this league and ability and things like that. Caleb is obviously younger. So he does get an upgrade in that regard at the QB position. And hell, he still has Derrick Henry. So until I see Derrick Henry slow down by this point, I'm just going to assume he's immortal and he kind of just will continue to do this until he decides that he's done. So until we see Derrick Henry slow down, I think this offense has the potential to really, take off. I think he's going to get the run game right, allow for that play action to really open up Lamar for whatever, all the hate and flack that he catches. Lamar is a very good pocket passer. He's very comfortable in the pocket, no issues there. So I think that this offense has a chance to really take off. And with Jesse Minter running that defense, that's a scary combination if the offense is right. But I think there is still a lot of question marks. And we're gonna see if Doyle and this new relationship, Lamar, ultimately won the power struggle between Harbaugh and Monken. So, it's, you got your wish, Lamar. Let's see what happens now. Let's see if it's a case of he made the right decision, or be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because it is, to me, I said it early on in the preseason. Just put up a shut up now. You got all the things that you want, all the bells and whistles. They finally went out and got you some receivers, for God's sake, for the first time in your life.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you got a brand new OC, brand new head coach, a whole different regime in the building. They're going to be catering to you and your needs and wishes. So, yes. It just put up a shut up, and I think this defense is going to be even better this year with Jesse Minter coaching.
Oh, absolutely.
They might finally have a pass rush. So yeah, I definitely agree with the idea that they're going to be better this season holistically. It's just a matter of how well Lamar plays. I mean, we talking another MVP type season, or we talking last couple of years. So we'll have to see. But actually, last year, because the year before that, he was in MVP conversation, got robbed by Josh Allen. But whatever. I ain't gonna get into that. They're gonna get me triggered, and I'm already up in arms about this motorcade. So whatever. Anywho, but I do like the pick. That's a great pick. I'm gonna go a little more obscure for my pick. I'm gonna say the Tennessee Titans.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Cam Ward, second year, Brian Daboll, Robert Saleh. I mean, the culture shift, complete and utter overnight culture shift. I mean, you go from complete and utter, dumpster fire to completely tighten up, button up, a really solid culture setting coach and defensive coordinator of the Stars. Can't say nothing but good things about Robert Saleh and how he coaches defense and then you're going to give them a really innovative and really accomplished play caller in Brian Daboll, to boot. And not only that, they went out and got weapons, to add to this room. You got, was it Carnell Tate?
Carnell Tate, yep.
As the number one guy. They exactly. Exactly. Went out and got Wandell as well. So yeah, I think this offense should look much better in 2026 than it did in the last previous years. So yes, if they can get that maximum potential out of Cam Ward in year 2, I think this offense could be scary, and they could be one of those teams that could be feisty. Like, I'm not going to sit here and put my money on the books to say they're going to be a playoff team, but sleep on them. I mean, they're thinking you're going to walk all over them. They're going to beat you if everything breaks right. So I think the offense is going to look really good because they got all the pieces now. I mean, the offense line was always solid. That wasn't the issue. It was the issue with everything around it. Mm-hmm. So I think they're starting to fix that, and then Robert Saleh can button his defense up. They're going to be feisty, man. They're going to be a tough out. I'm not saying they're going to win, 10 games, but they're going to be a tough out for anybody, especially in that division. So don't think they're going to be the doormats, AFC South. I'm telling you that right now. That's for sure.
I thought you were going to pick them for defense, honestly, for the same reasons you had mentioned with Saleh and, to kind of flipping that unit around, the fact that he makes, defenses sort of elite anywhere he goes. You saw it with the Jets and whatnot. Mm-hmm. I would totally be on board with you. I like the Carnell Tate. I just think obviously it didn't pan out in terms of the way the draft fell, but I thought Jeremiah Love there would have been a much better option. Mm-hmm. Again, Tate is a fine alternative. You want to put stars around your young QB. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. They played the board how it fell to them, and credit to them. I just think with Saleh having a solid run game, that's, a quarterback's best friend is to have, be able to hand the ball off every so often. And your running back picks up 4 or 5 yards, play off the play action. Again, just playing to your quarterback's strengths. But I'm curious, but I'm also a little shocked that you went with them for the offense and not the defense.
Well, to be honest, it's your fault. You took my pick. Because I went last. I was going to pick the Raiders. Raiders was on one of my list.
Fair play.
Wasn't we talking about that?
He said, hey, you're going to call me out like that? I'm going to dish right back, dude.
Understandable. Carry on.
Right. Yeah, so they were my second pick on my list. I got to have a few in the tuck because, again, everybody has similar brains. We've been podding so long. So I gotta be able to pivot on a dime. So it is what it is. But I do still believe that that's going to be an interesting offense if everything breaks right. I mean, we got the coaching staff, 100%. They got the weapons, they got the quarterback. Yeah. It all looks good on paper. So I'm intrigued to see what it's going to look like on the field for sure. And again, if you got a feisty defense, your defense is going to shut people down. They're going to give you more times added to run offense. So yeah, I think it could be good.
Feisty defense.
All right, so let's go over to the defense now.
Yeah.
Right. How about that? Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So let's flow it on the defense now, DK. Who you think is going to be a defense that you may be flying under the radar that you're going to be thinking that's going to be very formidable in this conversation of 2026?
I got to go with what my man Young RG said last pod. I got to go with the New York Giants, man. That defense looks tough on paper. You got Brian Burns, Abdul Carter, Kayvon Thibodeau, man. You still got your boy Tremaine Edmonds. They got a cornerback, Greg Newsome, and they still got the safety that came from Miami, Jamal Holland. They got a squad.
They do.
So I'm really intrigued to see how they do, because in that division, that defense will have to step up. So,
it is for sure. Yeah, I agree with that.
I want to see what New York can do, because I can't say I don't trust their offense, but if Malik Neighbor's not healthy, I don't see them putting up points.
Yeah.
So
they got Odell.
Got Odell. Is he gonna make the roster? I think we took one of this last pod. Is he gonna make the roster at this point?
Again. Hell no.
You got like 90 receivers over there.
Right. Yeah.
He's gotta make it.
And then I don't know if
just for jersey sales.
Yeah, exactly. So I gotta go with that defense, even though they got rid of Dexter Lawrence. But that could be a team that could trade for Vita Vea too. That'd be a shock.
Yeah.
That would definitely
swing for Vita.
That would be that's perfect for them. They definitely need the edge rusher over there in Tampa.
That would be absolutely disgusting with those edge rushers if you have Vita Vea.
I mean, there's an odd man out for the edge rushers, right?
It is.
They got,
yeah. And then they draft another one this year.
Ardell Reese.
Reese, yeah.
They got Abdul Carter. They paid Brian Burns.
Mhm.
I think Thibodeau's on his 5th year.
Yeah, I think that's an easy money pick
Yeah.
just to go ahead and ship him down south.
At least that linebacker problem. So
Yeah. If they get Vita Vea in that middle of that defense, my God.
yeah, that'd be nasty.
That's unreal.
Yeah, it is really unreal. I know how many points they're gonna put up on the other side because we know what the OC
Ain't giving
is,
up
but
much.
they ain't get that part. Yeah, they're gonna be the Texans of last year.
Exactly.
Be a lot of 3 and outs. Whoever kicks the field goal last wins.
That part. Whoever got the strongest leg kicker, that's what it's gonna be. Oh man, that's good stuff. All right, AG, who you got on the defensive side of the football?
Yeah, I'm the one I noted. I'd say it in honor of our man Keys. He's not going to be here, but I'm gonna have to shout out the Carolina Panthers defense.
I like that.
In a wide open NFC South. I know I kind of bagged on the Jalen Phillips signing a little bit. That's because the money wasn't right. But on paper, I think their defense is probably the most upgraded unit, or the unit that's been the most upgraded through the offseason. Signed Devin Lloyd, Pro Bowl middle linebacker from Jacksonville. Signed Jalen Phillips to bolster the edge. Already had a pretty good interior D line. Just needed some help off the edge. Still had a pretty solid secondary. Pretty young defensive unit overall. They did just who was that? Scarton towards ACL. But still, I think it was an upgraded unit. And I think if all of that works out, they're going to be buzzing pretty early in, like I said, a very competitive NFC South, and one that, they did win last year.
No doubt.
At 8-9. But
right. It kind of backed into the playoffs, but they still won it, right?
Said, whoa, hey, we won?
Right. Oh, us? Really? Yeah, okay. All right. Okay. We'll hang the banner. It's all good. Yeah. Okay. Good stuff. All right, RG, what you got over there? Who you got?
All right. Mine's a little – I'm going out on a limb here. I'm going to say that the Cowboys defense takes a massive step forward.
You're not allowed to go in front of me ever again in your life.
2 for 2.
He said, Coach, turn the air down.
Hell no,
it's a little hot up in here.
Oh, man.
But I'm sure for all the reasons you've probably listed there, Coach, they've just completely overhauled this defense. To cap it off with the fact that they got the most intriguing, I'll say, and potentially downright just best defensive player in Caleb Downs in this past year's draft. To pair that with the additions of Rashawn Gary, you team him back up with Kenny Clark. They got Otito Ogbonia from us, signed him to a 1-year deal, nice run stuffing DT. That second year, going to be a second year now, Donovan Ezeraiku kind of flashed as an edge rusher there. So they've really kind of just completely overhauled this defense. Obviously, already mentioned Caleb Downs. He's going to be the big kind of secondary piece, the do-it-all Swiss Army knife that we've talked so highly, that's really been prevalent in so many of these past teams. Nick Emanwari, Kyle Hamilton, Derwin James, just, some of those elite safeties that Caleb Downs absolutely has the talent and the potential to be. So it's going to be very exciting. We know that offense is going to be lights out as it was this past year. George Pickens looks like he is coming back and will play this year. So, for the Cowboys, you're always all in every year. It's Super Bowl or bust. So to get Pickens back, even just for this year, is definitely a massive win. The offense is going to impress as always. It's just if the defense is not a complete turnstile and, just letting up 30 points a game, they have a real shot to not only just win that division, but, go potentially kind of far in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's funny, DZ. I was looking at that too. I think the Raiders definitely have a lot of pieces. I'm actually going to do a video on their all-season report tomorrow. So that's coming out tomorrow. So check that out. I'm not going to spoil it, but they were on my radar as far as what they did in the offseason in totality. It looks pretty good on paper. But yeah,
they traded away and somehow got Max Crosby back.
How about that?
That's a win right there. That's the whole win of the offseason.
And imagine they had the money still, even after all that fell through. It's crazy. Yeah. Crazy to me. But yeah, that's definitely one that I'm going to talk about tomorrow. So I won't spoil in that regard. But to pivot again, messing with RG.
Sorry, Coach.
Well, next one, you go. You bat lead off when we switch to the next topic.
Right. Exactly. So You know, you can go low hanging fruit to say the Texans. You know, they can be, you know, the legendary defense of the millennium, I guess you can say, based upon their personnel, right? But I'm going to go back and go back to what RG talked about the Ravens. Not their offense, but their defense. I think their defense, with the personnel that they have, on top of adding Jesse Miller to that room, I think they're finally going to not struggle, like I said earlier, about generating a pass rush for number one, because that's one of Jesse Minter's, you know, I guess you can say, niches or claims to fame, that he knows how to generate pass rush. He gets the best and brightest possible outcomes out of the pass rush that they have in the room. Obviously, they have, you know, he got the best out of Dafe Owe, who the Ravens ironically couldn't do anything with. You know, of course, Tuli Pope had his best year as a pro with Jesse Miller in his last season. So I think that with, you know, the incumbents of Mike Green, they added Zion Young in the draft. I think those two alone, then let's not forget, they still got Trent Hendrickson. They got him, and that whole shifting of the guard with the Bengals, the Ravens, and the Raiders. They got Trey Hendrickson on top of that. So they got 3, maybe 4 solid edge rushers to boot in that particular conversation. They got the interior D-line locked up. Mata BK, Travis Jones, you know, the list goes on. I think, did they get Calais Campbell this year? Is that where he went?
Yeah, he's back.
Yeah.
He's
He
back.
got Calais Campbell to add that to that room. Roquan Smith, obviously, in the middle. You know, Kyle Hamilton, obviously anchoring the defense in the back end. You know, the kid, what's the kid? Malachi Starks, safety. So yeah, I think Jesse Miller is, you know, that's prime reason why he took that job, because of the personnel.
Yeah.
You know, clearly having an MVP quarterback like Lamar Jackson is a win, but just to do what he can do with that personnel from the gate, I think they're going to be very stingy on defense. I think he's going to be one of the better scoring defenses in the conversation of 2026, and just overall good in general. I think they might, you know, get up there and lead in being top 10 in sacks, you know, top 10 and just overall points. I think those 2 categories we should watch, because that's Jason Miller's thing. He loves to be able to, you know, limit your point, differential, and, you know, getting at the quarterbacks on third down. So I think those 2 things will be an uptick for the Ravens in 2026. So I'm gonna love to see what they're going to do there. And again, you know, I think they're finally going to have a pass rush, and I think that was their biggest and problematic area, that they couldn't generate a pass rush consistently, which held the team back in crucial spots. So I think the Ravens are going to be intriguing for 2026. What's up?
It's crazy too. Like, how would we view the Ravens as a whole, let alone their defense, if the Max Crosby trade went through? You know, like,
you tell me they would have Zion, Mike Green, Hendrickson, and Max Crosby. Yeah, that's scary.
I don't think they would have had Hendrickson.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but, I mean,
well, they claim they wanted both. That's what the GM said.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, even still, just with that room,
like,
it'd been.
I think they got cold feet, and we're like, let's just pivot, get Trey.
Yeah. Right.
Same guy, basically. Yeah, maybe not. I don't want to trigger anyone. What up, Ken?
Indeed. So yeah, so for our list of defenses, we got for me the Ravens, RG the Cowboys, AG, who you had? I'm blanking.
Panthers.
Panthers. And DK, you had
Giants.
Okay, cool. All right, good stuff. All right. So be on the lookout for those offenses and defenses as we progress into the season. So hopefully those teams stay healthy, and make us right as always, man. You know the motto, you know, we're often early but never wrong. So we'll see how things flow in the conversation of the 2026 campaign. So moving down the line to our next topic, let's talk about I think last part we did a conversation of underrated and overrated moves in the offseason. So now we're getting to the I guess you can say the conversation of teams being, you know, made whole, and they're trying to now gel these units. You know, so where everybody has their air quote bold predictions about what teams are going to do, how they're going to finish, how they're going to perform in the 2026 campaign. So we're going to go around the room and decide who is the most underrated and overrated teams of the 2026 campaign. So who has too much hype and who doesn't have enough. So we're going to start with DK again. So who do you think is the most underrated team? Let's start with under first. We go under, then we go over. So who do you think is the most underrated team in the conversation of 2026?
All right, this team, I didn't have them making the playoffs last pod, but I'm still considering them underrated because it was between them and another team in the NFC North. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Minnesota Vikings.
Damn.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm looking. I'm like, hey, that's an upgrade from JJ McCarthy to Kyler Murray. You can't beat that. Kevin O'Connell got to do what he got to do. He needs to keep this job. So, you know, Kyler Murray will be starting week 1. And then
Oh yeah, I definitely believe that. Yeah.
if you just look at their weapons, they still got Aaron Jones and they got Jordan Mason backing them up. And then you got, of course, Justin Jefferson, you got Jordan Addison, and then you got my man Juwan Jennings on the squad too. So they nice, man. I think they're gonna shock some people.
Well, I'm on a complete other side of this. I'm not a believer. I don't I'm not a believer at all.
I believe. I don't know what it is. I believe.
I'm not a believer at all. They got the weapons.
They got Baby Yoda.
But yeah, they got Baby Yoda at quarterback. So that's the thing. I mean, unless he can really legit use the force and project the ball down the field to Jefferson, I'm not sure if that's going to work.
What they call Kevin O'Connell?
The fake quarterback whisperer.
Yeah, the fake QB whisperer.
The Fox leather quarterback whisperer. Yeah.
He's the Timu QB whisperer, dude.
Yeah, you got him.
Timu.
He's gonna do something.
Kroger.
You know their defense already nice. Brian Flores got that defense.
Yes, I agree with that. But also
keep them in the game. You know what I'm saying? The defense could take over.
That's the question. That is the question.
Yeah.
I mean, we both know at this particular point in time that Kyler Murray and Kevin O'Connell are playing for their NFL lives.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's desperate, but can it work? Is the question.
And it's also, Justin Jefferson getting. You can tell he getting frustrated. So he. Gonna say something soon. If this season go bad, it's gonna be like, oh yeah, I gotta get me out of here or something.
Well, maybe I'm projecting trauma because I'm hoping Justin Jefferson gets frustrated to the point we ask for a trade and we get him. So yeah, maybe I'm projecting trauma.
I think everybody's hoping that.
right. But I don't see it. I really don't. I ain't gonna lie to you. It just seems like a recipe for disaster, especially in that division. I mean, you're looking up at the Lions, the Packers, and the Bears.
And the Bears.
Oh my.
Yeah, so I don't know.
We got it marked down. We're gonna see.
Okay. All right. Yeah, put a stamp on it. 32 minutes into the pod. Yeah, we clip it. We can clip it. It'll be there. But yeah, I'm not a believer. Not a believer at all. We'll see. But I like the take. That was a good take. Good take. All right, AG, who you got over there? Who's the underrated offense for you?
I think underrated. I'm gonna have to go with the Colts. And old Danny Dimes, dude. And
really?
That's just when I think we kind of have a recency bias to how the season ended, but I mean, let's not forget they lost 7. They were 8-9.
And they lost every game after Danny Dimes got hurt.
4, 5, 6, 7 straight games after Dimes got hurt in their week 11 bye. Actually, I think he played one of them and then got hurt. But I mean, up to that point, they were the top seed of the AFC, had a buzzing offense. I mean, to the point that they mortgaged some of their future to add to the team.
They did.
So, I mean, a lot of it rides on Daniel Jones because they paid him and he's coming back from that Achilles tear. But, I mean, if he comes back in is similar to what he was with the rest of the pieces that they have, I think they could be a very underrated team and be right back in the mix of at least a playoff team and in the competitive fold of the AFC.
I'm 2 for 2. I'm completely other side of this one too. I don't believe it either.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, because they lost the whole right side of their line, the free agency. I mean, and didn't replace it.
Yeah,
like, what are we doing?
Left.
Yeah,
it's true, but still got Jonathan Taylor.
You still got JT,
and they're in the AFC South, so.
Yeah, you got to face the Texans
twice. Jaguars, and now the Titans. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be wishful thinking, but we can roll. We can roll. I'm not rolling, but hey, it's we'll see. I'm not buying. I think they're going to be in for a rude awakening. Shane Steichen's going to be in danger come the midway point of the season, in my opinion. But we'll see. I just think they did themselves a disservice by losing those 2 linemen and not replacing them. You really went in total opposite directions of areas that you didn't necessarily need.
Well, one of the guys that they replaced him with, the dude they drafted, as kind of like their swing guard. So, I mean, I think that was always a replacement to happen. But I think the right tackle one,
that's a big one.
Threw him for a
that's a big one. With a guy coming off an Achilles injury, you really want to have him being pushed off the edge of the high clip? I don't know.
Yeah. Blindside's protected though. I mean,
true.
Quentin Nelson and Raymond. Those they're pretty good.
They're pretty good. Left side is good. Right side, not so much.
But yeah. And they do have a very, very, very crappy opening schedule. I mean, they very well could start Well, I hope they start the season at least 1-1 because they play the Chiefs week 2. But
Of course.
they got the Texans after that.
Wow.
Ravens open it up. That's a pretty tough little
That's
3
pretty
games
brutal. That's
for a
pretty
guy
brutal.
coming back. But then then it kind of softens up. So I'm just saying, I think they're underrated. I think people forget where they were pre-injury.
I don't know. I think the jury's out. I think we were discussing this as season progressed last year on our live shows. We said that if they could find a way to stop Jonathan Taylor or limit him, that's where the offense stalls. So I think that everybody knows that now. You're a year removed from that. Everybody knows that the blueprint is out. So they're going to be gearing up to stop Jonathan Taylor and make Daniel Jones beat me. And with a weaker O-line, I think that's very, very daunting task in my opinion. But we'll see. But we'll mark that one down too. So we got the Vikings and the Colts.
Yep.
We'll book it. We'll book that down too.
Book it.
Okay.
35 minutes in.
Indeed. All right, RG, who you got over there as an underrated offense for you?
Well, I know you're going to agree with this one, Coach, because we've already talked a lot about them so far on the show. I hope you didn't pick them considering you talked about them already, but I'm going to go with the Titans. I think the Titans are going to be severely underrated for all the points you had mentioned in the previous segment. I think just with the new head coach acquisition, getting a bona fide wide receiver 1 for your young QB, I think Saleh's going to turn that defense around. I'm not, going to sit up here and say that they're a playoff team or anything like that, but they are going to be a very scrappy team. No, far, far from away from the easy pushover wins they've been in the past years. I think Saleh's going to kind of get this team an identity back and really have this defense playing tough. So I just like what they're building there. Their division is brutal, and that's honestly one of the few reasons why I don't really see them making a playoff push. The Texans and the Jags are far and away better. And the Colts, for all intents and purposes are as well. Jury is, like we just mentioned, jury's still kind of out on that. We'll see how Danny Dimes looks post surgery. But I really like what they're building there in Nashville. I thought, again, Saleh was the absolute correct hire there. I think Cam Ward a lot kind of hinges on you. There's not a whole lot of pressure quite yet, but there's definitely some. They've supplied him. Yeah, exactly. It's preheating. They've supplied him with some weapons now. I think the quote unquote win for this season would be just a great season out of Cam Ward. Have him show you that he is a franchise quarterback. And the defense takes a big step forward. And, those two things combined, we've seen stranger things happen. So, injuries obviously take place. I'm not going to say that they're a guaranteed playoff team, but I wouldn't be too surprised to see them there.
Okay. I like that. Well, you're going to love my pick. You're going to absolutely love my pick. This is going to get you. I'm going to go with the New Orleans Saints.
Oh.
Damn.
Now, it might be a conversation where Tyler Shuck makes me look like an asshole, but
I did load up.
It really might be hinging on him playing well. If he plays decent to well, if he progresses from his latter part of last year to this season coming out the gate swinging, he got a slight chance to take this team, at least above 500 in the conversation and really, be in the sleeper conversation of the division, top tier division part. If it only takes 8-9 wins to win this division, I think if it's possible they can do that. Yeah. Especially with their schedule. I mean, they got the Browns on their schedule. They got they got the Falcons twice. They got the Giants on the schedule. They got Tampa Bay clearly twice. They got some winnable Arizona. They got Cincinnati. They got some winnable games on this schedule. We don't know what Pittsburgh's going to look like. Again, I don't believe in Minnesota, so I think that was a game that they can win. So I think with Kellen Moore calling plays, I love who their defensive coordinator is. Obviously, the defense got pieces on it. The only thing they really question it is their second corner, and their second corner is a little bit of a project. But outside of that, they got Kool-Aid McKinstry as their number one corner. They got a really feisty edge rushing room and interior D-line. And linebackers are stout. Peter Warner knows that group. The O-line is impeccable. I just looked at the O-line. I mean, damn, they're stacked at the O-line.
Yeah.
1-5. They might have been one of the better O-lines in the league. So it really just hinges on, because you got ETN, Devin Neal, and Kamara in the backfield. You got three-headed monster there. You got
Olave.
Right. It's Juwan Jennings. You got Oscar Delp, who they drafted. I mean, it's all primed to be right. It's all him contingent on Tyler Shuck. If Tyler Shuck can be formidable, at least a game manager, they can win 8-9 games. Easy. So it just depends on how well he develops. And can Kellen Moore, get him to turn the page, turn the corner? If they do that, they could be talking about, knocking on the Panthers or the Bucks door as far as it being division winner. So we'll see.
Giving a little bit more praise to the Saints as well. They absolutely did the rebuild right. Completely shore up that offensive line, get a amazing line out there. And if a quarterback happens to fall to you, and Shuck, jury's still out. He did. We'll say this: he did enough in his rookie year, being a late round draft pick, to warrant him being the starter coming next year. Yeah. So you like that, of course. Yeah, I definitely think I was shocked. The whole Kamara situation kind of threw me for a loop. I thought they were going to trade him. Yeah. I thought they were going to trade him, and then it said he was going to get cut, and he wasn't going to report, and now he's playing with them. So you automatically have a great O-line, the makings of a fantastic run game with those two. Like you mentioned, all the weapons at wide receiver, the defense looks great. I will just not mention he who should not be named. But Kellen Moore is a great coach and a great offensive coordinator.
Yeah, you hear the sarcasm in my voice when I said who the defensive coordinator was?
Yeah, you're like, I love the DC. I was like,
I love him.
Yeah. Whoa.
Right. Yeah, that was
I agree with you on that one, though, Coach. They were on my list of intriguing offenses heading into the year. So, I definitely the upside's there, and they're in the NFC South, which nobody wants to win. They just kind of fall into it, like we said.
Right. Again, if they were in a tougher division, I would say that it might be a uphill climb, but that division's wide open, like I said. So I think that it's a possibility for sure. What you say, DK?
I still don't understand the ETN signing. Like him and Kamara, I don't think that's enough footballs to go around because Kamara gonna want them touches.
It might be an injury situation because both of them are injury prone. So I think you're looking at it from perspective. If I can split the carries between the two of them, I can keep both of them healthy versus losing one and not having a backup plan. Because that was the issue last year. Like they lost Kamara and they were kind of floundering in the running game because Devin Neal was hurt too. So they just really couldn't keep a running back on the field.
And Kendry Miller got hurt, I think, too.
Yeah. Right. So they were just scrambling.
Yeah. I will say though, with the running back situation, they are both very similar types of running backs. Great out of the backfield. Great.
He's gonna have stuff cooked up for both of them.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah. Kellen Moore's gonna have a field day with those two.
Agreed. So yeah, it's a feisty group. Again, I'm not gonna sit here and say they're gonna make a playoff run or anything like that, but they could in that wide open division. I think that's probably the best place for them to be in doing this rebuild. So yeah, I think Kellen Moore is trending in the right direction with how he's building his team.
Hell yeah.
Trying to recover from that Sean Payton salary cap hell that they were in year after year. I still don't understand how they pull that off, but hey, they got some good book guys over there, some good accountants.
Yeah. They're finally potentially, hopefully, going to start to see some return on that rebuild this year. That part. Okay, good stuff. All right, let's do overrated now. Who's the most overrated team you got, DK? Who do you think is the most overrated team in your conversation? Oh boy!
If this ain't obvious, I'm gonna have to go with the Dallas Cowboys.
I thought you said gonna say the Rams.
I thought for sure he was gonna say the Rams.
The Seahawks. I thought you say Seahawks, but okay.
I agree with Cowboys. They always are.
I sat here and let y'all talk about the Cowboys. I didn't say nothing. I just kept quiet. I already knew I was calling them overrated. They bringing in a new defensive coordinator, the guy from Philadelphia, which is weird. I can't.
Christian Parker's from the Raiders.
No, I thought he from the Eagles.
Christian Parker? No, he's from the Raiders.
I thought he came from the Eagles. I thought he was a coordinator or something on the Eagles, if I'm not mistaken.
Last year, we know Vic Fangio was the coordinator there.
Yeah.
Let's see.
No. He was like a coach. I thought he was a coach on the
position coach.
Yeah, like one of the coaches. He wasn't the D coordinator. Nah, he was a coach there. I thought for the Eagles.
I think that's correct, but
which was weird to me.
From Richmond.
Okay, go ahead though. We can see I'll find a coach history for you.
Yeah, past 2 seasons with the Eagles, defensive pass game coordinator.
Yeah, he was a pass game coordinator. Yeah. Okay. So he just straight got a defensive coordinator job. Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that was a little weird for me. And then, it's just the Cowboys hype every year. Even Ryan Clark hyped it before he got fired, talking about they was gonna make the Super Bowl. So It's just yeah, it's like every year we hit this. I mean, the Cowboys got a decent offense. I give them props. That combination of Prescott, Lamb, and Pickens, that combination is unstoppable for real. But can the defense help out? You know what I'm saying? The defense was terrible last year. So you mean to tell me they're gonna turn it around this year? And they got a tough schedule too, out the gate. If you look at this, so
that they do.
It's gonna be kind of rough for them. I don't really care, you know. I hope they do lose, but you know, it's looking tough for them.
We must be in an alternate universe because I'm over here being the Cowboys defender. The only thing I'll say in response to that is the Cowboys. There's nowhere to go but up. That defense was absolutely piss poor last year, at bottom of the barrel in pretty much every category that you can be. So it can't be worse for all intents and purposes. And as bad as it was last year, they were still kind of in the playoff race there with, you know, going into January. So I'm not going to sit here and Billy again. I am not a Cowboys lover by any means. I am the furthest thing from, but I do like the moves they made. You know, completely. Yeah, you ship off Micah Parsons and it looked like a terrible move and probably still is a terrible move, all things considered. But defense is kind of all, you know, turned around for the most part. It just it on paper, you know, that's kind of all we have to go off of at this point. On paper, they did the right stuff.
Yeah.
See. Again, I'm on the other side of that because I like Christian Parker. I think Christian Parker's a really good defensive coordinator. I think he's going to be really good for that team. I think he has a really good, young, innovative mind. And coaching a Vic Fangio for 2 years is definitely nothing but a blessing. For sure. So I think that defense is going to look much better this year. Just a matter of, because there's always something with them. Like they can have everything going for them, which they kind of do now. In the sense, I think I like the personnel they got on defense, switching to the 34 defense now. They got the personnel in the room that fits that scheme. And Christian Parker coming in and kind of changing the guard. But it's just always something. And I think it might come down to the coach. I think Schottenheimer might not be the guy. I've been saying it since he got hired practically. So I think that's going to be the Achilles heel. I think that's going to come down to something's going to be you know, kind of like with Mike McCarthy when he was there. Like it was always something he did time management wise, or the wrong call at the wrong time, doing something wonky that cost you games. So I think that's what's going to be their downfall more so than them being not good on paper. I think that might be what it is.
You know what's crazy? You said you don't like Schottenheimer. What's crazy is when I was watching last year the Hard Knocks with the division Hard Knocks. Mm-hmm. It made me kind of like Schottenheimer. I was intrigued by him. I'm not gonna lie. You know, I can't stand the Cowboys, so I ain't want to give him
you won't give him too much praise.
Yeah, I ain't gonna give too much praise.
Hey, this guy's all right.
Yeah, but watching it, I was like, this dude all right. And I keep forgetting that's Marty Schottenheimer's son. So I'm like,
it is. Which is weird for me to say because I love Marty.
Yeah, that's all I'm about to say. You love Marty Schottenheimer.
I mean,
go ahead, RG.
I'll say again, I'm not a Cowboys defender, but again, I'll say. Man. I know this
evidence is piling up, bro.
We're in an alternate reality. I was honestly really impressed by Schottenheimer last year. I thought he was set and doomed to fail. I thought that team was going to just crash and burn, and he exceeded any expectations I had for him. So yeah. So again, I'm not a Cowboys defender. I swear I'm not. But I honestly, I was kind of a fan of Schottenheimer last year. As well.
You're building the case over there, RG. Cowboys fans will be in the comments talking about you like, just come on over to our side.
Is that jersey silver?
Yeah,
right.
Jesus.
He got to get the number jersey. Chargers, Cowboys.
That's funny. That is funny. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe they'll make me again look like an asshole again with my Saints conversation, but I think that it's just something always. It's always something with the Cowboys, and I guess I'm looking at it from a perspective that Jerry Jones always hires these beta male coaches. Like they just don't have the gumption, to be a leader. It's kind of like I'm just subservient to you and whatever your whims and wishes are. Yeah, exactly. I'm just subservient to your whims and wishes, and I don't like that, and I never did. So I think that's always going to be their downfall. So. Maybe I was looking at it from that lens, and Jerry will be the one to get in the way, not Schottenheimer. Maybe I'm putting it on him and not the owner, like I should be. But yeah, I think that's probably going to be what's going to be the conversation. So we'll see. I don't know if they're overrated, but man, let's see what the Patriots do with this real schedule with variables noise. Yeah, I'm curious about that. Yeah, I'm curious about that. Yeah, let's get to that. So that's a good one too. But yeah. So all right, AG, who you got from overrated?
Yeah, I agree, DZ. Patriots were on my list, but I'm going to see DK's Cowboys and raise him the Eagles.
Oh!
And some of it may be a bitter Chiefs fan still with a little bit of hatred towards the team, but we cannot deny that despite their somewhat sustained.
I forgot I had that.
I just can't stand them, Grandma. Okay, hate them. I hate them. I hate them. But they've obviously been successful, still making the playoffs. Back-to-back NFC East division champs, but they have been regressing in years past. A lot of turmoil with the team. I mean, it's undoubtedly a very talented roster, but I think people are not really putting too much emphasis on the lingering inconsistencies with the offense, the fact that they're seemingly trying to retool the offensive side of the ball on the fly. I mean, got rid of A.J. Brown and replaced that with Mekhi Limone and Dontavian Wicks, all right? And then they're on their fourth straight new offensive coordinator in 4 years with Sean Mannion, who I was telling RG pre-show, looked it up, was on the Seahawks roster in 2023. So this dude was a career backup until 3 years ago, and now he's an offensive coordinator for a Super Bowl caliber team. We'll see how that plays out. But yeah, they obviously talented roster, talented defense. But there's just always, it seems like the last few years there's just been something that's been the reason they can't get back to beating the Chiefs' ass in the Super Bowl. And I think that's all going to finally come to fruition this year. And people are kind of looking past that just because of who's in the building or who's on the team.
That's a good one. And I might be projecting when I say this, but I think the Eagles just need to go. As much as we praise Howie Roseman for being a great GM, the one thing he hasn't yet to do, and he probably needs to just suck it up and do, is just go hire one of these young, innovative, and hot button offensive coordinators as your head coach and let him be your play caller, because you're going to keep cycling these all season, but they're going to get head coaching jobs. You're never going to keep one. So you just hire that guy, get your Declan Doyle or somebody from the Shanahan tree or the McVay tree and let them be your head coach, and you can hopefully you can retain Vic Fangio as your OC DC long as he wants to coach, and just let it run that way, because this cycling of offensive coordinators is a mess. It's
gonna come back, it's gonna come full circle at some point. I mean, and that's what I get caught up on too, man, because I thought that I'm blanking on his name right now. I don't know why, but I thought that their coach was an offensive guru.
Sirianni, Nick Sirianni?
Yes, and it's without Kellen Moore, it's looked like kind of shit, the last 3 years. And it's you hired this guy who's supposed to be an offensive guru, and hell, he can't do anything without a coordinator that goes on to become a head coach himself.
That's a great point. And we all are dialed into the NFL. Clearly, this is what we do on this network, but I don't know what the hell Nick Sirianni is good at. I still don't know. And he's been to Super Bowls at this point. I still don't know what he's good at,
dude.
What was his job before he got to the head coach?
I'm pretty sure it was he was the tight ends coach for the Colts or some shit. Let me look. I gotta look this up. But it was something like that. Because I remember his opening press conference was terrible.
He was underneath the head coach for the Colts. What was his name?
Shane Steichen. Oh, you're talking about Frank Wright. Frank Wright.
Yeah, I think Frank Wright. Yeah,
Frank Wright. Okay.
Let's see. Before he was the OC for the Colts from 2018 to 2020.
Which means that was the name only because Frank Wright was calling plays.
Yeah,
that's how I'm about to say.
Before that, he was with the San Diego Chargers.
Really?
I don't even remember.
Offensive quality control in 2013, QB coach 2014-15, and wide receiver coach 2016 and 17.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Before that, he was with the Chiefs.
Really?
And Andy Reid fired him. That's why he has a disdain for him, I guess.
Oh, okay. Interesting. All right.
Yeah. He was the wide receivers coach on the Chiefs team that did not have a single receiving touchdown all year. So
wow, well, that tells you how good of a job he did, right?
And now he's an offensive guru, all right?
You don't
even remember the fingerprints he left on your team's offense, and now he's in Philly as the offensive guru, man in the helm. You know,
It was a lot of trauma in those 2010 years for the Chargers, so we just kind of blanked that out. You know, you get beat over the head so much you just forget. So yeah, that's what it was for us. I don't even remember that. A good one. Okay, well there you go. That's Nick Sirianni for you, ladies and gentlemen. So the Eagles are overrated for AG's conversation. I like it.
Yep, there we go.
All right, RG, who you got for overrated? I got to figure my pick again, so go ahead though.
I feel like you're gonna like my pick, and I feel like Alex is gonna like it too. I'm going with the Denver Broncos, man.
Yeah, you did. You stole it.
You knew he was gonna take that.
I did.
I mean, come on. It's just there's no way in hell. The defense is going to take a step back. They've lost some key pieces there. Obviously, Pat Surtain is still Pat Surtain, and give him all the respect in the world. I think he is probably the best corner in the NFL. So absolutely in no way disrespecting him. But they did lose Jonathan Allen, a couple of other pieces there on that on that defense. And I'm not even saying this as a hater, as a Chargers fan, but I truly just don't see it with Bo Nix. I think he had some flashy moments in some very clutch situations. I'll give him that last season. But he also had some very ugly wins. And, I get it. No win is, you'd rather win ugly than lose beautifully. I get it. But there were some pretty jarring wins on that, going toe-to-toe with the Jets of all teams. And I get it. It was on an international scale. But regardless, the fact that the Jets were leading that game in the fourth quarter, I believe, should tell you a lot. Down 33-0 to the Giants. Now, again, they did come back to win that game. That's more a detriment to the Giants than it is an indictment on the Giants than it is a compliment to the Broncos. But they did do that. And again, Nix, it seems in those fourth quarters when they need him most, he does. Again, I will give him credit. He does, seem to turn it on when they absolutely need him to be, and he shows some elite traits in that regard. But I just don't see it as far as an entire game. The defense, I don't believe, is going to be able to bail them out of as many situations as they did last year. And I don't know if the pressure gets to the Broncos necessarily, DZ. Obviously, the addition of Waddle, it is a massive one, but I think their play calling is kind of questionable as well. Is Davis Webb really going to be the play caller, under Sean Payton? I just don't see that really happening. I think maybe it lasts a game or two and you get the offense that was there last year, which was extremely inconsistent, and Payton uses that as an excuse to, allow him to take the reins back. So I don't know what's going to happen in that regard, but I just don't think the Broncos are going to be this dominant. I certainly don't think they're going to win the West next year, and I think they're the favorite, or they might be as of right now. I'm not entirely sure. So.
No, the Chargers are actually the favorite for the winning division. Most sports books,
shocking.
Yeah, most sports books, yes. They're the betting favorite right now.
Interesting.
I heard it on one of the sports shows I watched a couple of days ago. I was shocked myself.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, because we know the uncertainty with Mahomes' injury, the schedule that the Broncos going to face, the upgrade with Mike McDaniels, the better O-line, I think they look at it.
Oh, this is the Chiefs.
It does? But
it just depends on what book you're looking at.
Yeah, I think because I think it's
Chiefs
close.
Are Chargers, and it's very close. It says Chiefs are like plus 160 to plus 180. Chargers are plus 185. So.
Oh
right.
Wow.
Yeah, it's super close. Yeah, so it just depends on what book you're looking at.
2,000.
Oh wow, you bet that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah. That's what we call a donation.
Yeah.
Right, pretty much. Pretty much, indeed. But
just one stupid bet. You could...
So RG basically read the cliff notes of my Broncos video on Monday, because I said all of that and then some in my Broncos video on Monday, because I definitely believe everything that he said. I think that their schedule is brutal. Look at their first 6 games. If you're wondering what they got to face, our week 3 through 10 is brutal, but their first 6 games are nasty.
They got
nasty.
Kansas City, Jacksonville, Rams, San Fran.
Yes,
sir. Yep.
Chargers,
Seattle, and then Arizona.
Yeah, right. Dude, they only get right game
Kansas City again.
Right, exactly. Come right back with Kansas City. Their schedule is brutal. And I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna lead into who my overrated team is. I think that the AFC title game was a complete and utter beneficiary of a lower place schedule, especially for the New England Patriots. I think that the Denver Broncos playing the first place schedule this year is going to take a massive step back for them. Davis Webb, we don't know what he can do. He's never been a play caller before. Again, no matter what you have a receiver, they had a good receiving core last year. Adding Jalen Waddle is going to be a bunch of the same thing if the quarterback can't get it right. So you mean to tell me that Davis Webb is the masterful key to unlock this offense and make it look better than it did in 2025? I'm not a believer yet. And I think that if you get through that conversation of, I said this in the video, if you get to the conversation of week 4, week 5, and they're under 500, Sean Payton's going to take the play calling raise back. So,
100%.
Yeah, so I think that, you're really on a short leash in that, and you really have a conversation where you have to face those 6 tough opponents. It's not going to be easy. The defense is going to try to hold you down. And DZ, I hope you're wrong by them getting Vita Vea, because they get Vita Vea, I just quit.
Oh,
but,
God, no, please.
Yeah, that's just insane. But I would say that, sans that, I think they're definitely going to take a step back. And that leads me to talk about the New England Patriots. The New England Patriots and the Denver Broncos both played really, really advantageous schedules. They faced a bunch of backup quarterbacks and a 4-play schedule in the Patriots conversation. The reason why they were picking so high in the draft previously of that, when they had to deal with Mayo for that year. So I think that the target's on their back. The Bills are seeking revenge, obviously. In that conversation, everybody knows about you now. There's no air quote, guesswork and no secrecy here. So I believe that you're going to be in for everybody's best shot. You were the AFC representative last year, so everybody's going to be gunning for you in the division and the conference for that matter. So you're going to sit and tell me, especially with all the Vrabel noise, even if you got A.J. Brown or not, can you duplicate what you did last year? I highly doubt it. And their schedule is brutal too. So I think that if they don't, hit the ground running early and they drop some games in the early part of this conversation, it's the Bills' division to lose. So I do believe that team is going to take a step back too, and I think they're vastly overrated based upon what they did last year by making it to the Super Bowl, which to me was lightning in the bottle. I don't think they're going to be able to replicate it. I think it's not going to happen. So I think that for me, the Patriots are the most overrated team for me in the conversation of the AFC for sure. Yeah. So we'll see.
I agree with that.
We'll see.
They were on my list. Same with the Broncos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was going to double down on my Broncos take for Monday, but I let RG take the shine. So, but yeah, the Patriots are on my list too as well. Indeed. Okay. All right. So moving on down the line, let's get into the conversation of win or else. So,
it's your boy DK.
Right.
AOC.
Yeah. So as we know, in any space, anytime you took any chemistry classes in school, high school, college, whatever, pressure bust pipes. So teams and coaches that are under the most pressure in the 2026 campaign to win and win early. So DK, who you got on your list of teams or coaches, for that matter, that's on the proverbial hot seat? They got to get it done and get it done fast, or they're going to be on their ass. Out on their ass.
Bars.
I see you got Kevin O'Connell up there, so that's a good one. But I'm gonna go ahead and switch it, and I'm gonna go with Todd Bowles.
Oh, that's easy.
They are under a lot of pressure, man. They let Mike Evans go. You had Levante David retire, and now you got Vita Vea asking for a trade.
Yeah.
Then I saw today, Baker Mayfield came to camp, no contract.
Yep.
It's like what they doing up there in Tampa Bay.
Nothing. A bunch of nothing.
Yeah, exactly. And the defense just seems like it's getting weaker to me. It's not the same as it used to be. So he's under a lot of pressure. I know the fans is getting mad too. I be seeing a lot of Tampa fans on Twitter. They're like, "What's going on there?" So I think he's under a lot of pressure. Because I thought he was going to get fired last year, actually, but he didn't. And then you in that weak division, so come on, you gotta go ahead and take advantage of that while you can.
You should, but there's a lot of uncertainty with this roster. I mean, like I said, Mike Evans is gone. Is Megaboo going to be your clear cut number one in year 2?
Exactly.
Godwin's off hurt. They still don't know what the hell he's doing at tight end. The offensive line is good.
Healthy.
Is Bucky healthy? We don't know. There's a lot of uncertainty here.
Yep.
And I think the writing is on the wall of Vita wanting out because, again, that conversation of, what it's going to look like in the next, if he signs up for the next 4 years of this extension, whatever they want to pay him, then what's going to be left? Like it's that meme where Will is standing in the room with no furniture, wondering what's happening, that kind of thing. So I think that you're spot on with that. And I think the reason why they don't want to extend Baker right now, because I think I said this in the chat. I said that if they extend Baker now and Todd Bowles get fired, then what? You're basically signing up the next OC or whoever head coach, whoever's going to be in place is having to deal with Baker. He may or may not want to do that. So I think they want to see how things play out. If Todd Bowles doesn't, stick around, then they want to bring in the next coach. He might want to choose his own quarterback. We don't know. I think that's the main reason why they want to pony up the dough for Baker for a long-term deal. I think that's the reason. So yeah, I definitely believe that they're under a lot of pressure there, and Todd Bowles could be out, mid-season or at least by the end of the season. It really just depends on what the GM feels like they think it'll be best for the team. Do they fire him mid-season or they just fire him at the end of the season? What's better for him? But either way, I think there's a lot to be could be a lot to be desired for Tampa Bay in this season if things don't break right. I definitely agree with that. Okay. All right, AG, who you got on your list for teams under pressure?
Yeah, I'm gonna say not necessarily. I don't think the coach himself is under pressure, but I think the Detroit Lions are probably one of the facing the most amount of pressure heading into this year. I think I said this at the end of last year that obviously they were the toast of the NFL for a couple years, kind of the everyman team because of just how crappy they've been in their history. Still one of I think 4 teams to not make a single Super Bowl appearance. So that pressure's been mounting for a long time, and they've been right there in recent years. Got Dan Campbell's whole coaching staff kind of got poached. It took a little step back, but still made the playoffs, and then ultimately, didn't make the playoffs at all last year after kind of the division got a little tougher. So, I don't think that the pressure is necessarily on Dan Campbell. Like, I don't think if they make the playoffs and fizzle out in the first round or get close and don't make the playoffs, I don't think that Detroit fires Dan Campbell just because of like the instability that franchise has had forever. He's clearly built a culture there. And I mean, to me, that'd be pretty stupid to just hack that. Yeah. But I do think that if the season if they are not in the NFC title game or the Super Bowl, I think there's a very strong, if not already determined, plan that Jared Goff's out, and they're going to start cutting some of these expensive vets that are kind of keeping them in this bubble of relevancy without bursting through to the top. And, they're going to kind of reset it, let Dan Campbell, hopefully build it back in a different way. But yeah, I mean, I think that's probably the most pressurized team heading into the season.
I like it. That's a good one. That's definitely a good one. Yeah, because I agree with you. It would be stupid for them to fire Dan Campbell, but they have to do some wholesale changes if the things don't work out this season. And I don't think it's guaranteed to work. I mean, the Bears are obviously the talk of the town for that division at the moment. So if that remains status quo, then guess what? You can have to pivot. Because again, Ben Johnson leaving was a big hole left, and we still haven't filled that void yet. Yeah. Can you? That's another question. Can you fill that void? Everybody doesn't, Ben Johnson doesn't grow on trees now. That type of OC is not growing on trees. So how do you find a replacement to kind of get you back to that prominence, right? Because I was questioning, I think I said this on an Electric Shock pod about Tuli Tuipuopu's contract and where he fits in. I didn't realize they paid Aiden Hutchinson $46 million in an extension. Oh, yeah. It was that high. I was like, damn, you paid them that much? He's right below Michael Parsons.
Good. I mean, he's but for injuries, I mean, I don't think if he got hurt, I think nobody would be batting an eye at that money.
I mean, he's literally smack dab in the middle between Michael Parsons and TJ Watt. Is he that level? Are we talking that level of talent?
I mean, when he's healthy, he's pretty damn great.
That is the if.
It is a big if, but
he's got 43 sacks in his career, and he's only played 4 years and only played 5 games in 2024. That's pretty good production.
Pretty damn great.
He got 14 and a half last year without a supporting castmate,
Yeah, I agree to say with him being the main pass rusher, that's not bad. It's not bad. Okay. Or respect. But I was like, damn, he's second in overall edge rushing salary per year. That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying, though. I mean, they got to do something soon because you got Jack Campbell coming up. You got some of these other young rookies coming up, like
Brian Branch. Yeah. Okay, good stuff. I like the pick though. That was a good one.
Gibbs. I mean, he's coming up in a couple years.
You have to pay him. Yeah. Have to getting rid of Dave Montgomery too. Do you want to have to pay Jahmyr Gibbs?
Laporta. They got a lot of key contributors on rookie deals right now. So
true indeed. Okay, good stuff. All right, RG, who you got over there is the most pressurized team in your conversation?
Well, I'm going to go with the low hanging fruit since nobody else did. It's Zach Taylor. I mean, we've been banging
Of
this drum
course. Of course.
all
I saved that one for
off-season.
you, Art.
Yeah,
Right,
I
right.
appreciate it. We've been banging this drum
ZT.
all off-season. It's going to be 4 straight years of missing the playoffs with Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. That is unacceptable. And I understand the Bengals cheap as shit. They do not like paying coaches that that don't coach for them. So they are. But if you don't make the playoffs for another consecutive year, and especially given all the years that of injury, Lamar was hurt last year. The Steelers have in the skeleton of Aaron Rodgers out there.
Skeleton.
I mean, the Browns are the Browns. Like it is inexcusable for you to be just completely out of the playoff picture, given the way this division has fallen year in and year out. So this is about as hot as a seat as there is. Probably the hottest seat, I'd argue.
It gotta be.
In the entire NFL. Bengals, Zach Taylor, you are on the hottest of hot seats, and your
schedule.
Your pipe is so close to bursting that the littlest pinch will absolutely set it off. So we'll see what happens. You got this
Let me
year.
ask you this, RG. Let's say they start off. I mean, they got Tampa Bay, Houston, Pittsburgh, Jacksonville. Let's say they start off 1-3.
Oh, they're done.
You think Taylor's fired already?
No.
You think he makes it the whole year?
I think
trade deadline. Deadline.
I think depending. Yeah, I'd say probably trade deadline about that midway point. If you're still below 500, I mean, if you're losing to the Bucks, respectfully, and I don't even say that as like the Bucks are like a bad team by any means, but you talent-wise clearly should beat that team. If your defense is any sort of upgrade,
they always suck week 1 though. I feel like
I
1 through 4.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah. I mean, if you're hoping to come out of that absolute bottom barrel minimum 2-2, anything less than that, and you're already starting to look like, all right, guys, this season is.
Dude, I gotta look.
Yeah, their schedule is not. I mean, it's again, AFC North is brutal. That's 6 games right there.
Yeah, I think it's time for. I think Rich Eisen will project what their team is going to look like in 2025.
If we keep it a buck, right now we ask.
If they come out of there under 500, that's what Rich Eisen will be saying, and likely Zach Taylor's going to be out for sure. It's interesting for me. I believe that it's a couple of teams that the guys didn't touch on because I had 3 on my list, and I kind of want to highlight all 3 just as a quick note because again we missing Dub and Keith, so they might have said it, but I'm gonna start with the Bills. I know they got their first year head coach Joe Brady, but I'm still culture shocked. I'm still shell shocked by the fact that they had ample opportunity to make it to the Super Bowl and they did not last year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're looking at it from a perspective. There was no Mahomes in the playoffs. There was no Lamar Jackson. There was no Joe Burrow. They had it wide open. It was for the taking and did not get it done. So to the point where they got rid of Sean McDermott based upon that failure. So the pressure of filling McDermott's shoes, of him having the success that he's brought the Bills in the last few years in that franchise with Josh Allen, I'm saying if you don't get it going and ascend quickly, people are going to look at you like, why the hell did you hire Joe Brady? Because again, he's a decent OC, but again, being a head coach is a whole different animal. And you still gonna be calling plays? Yeah, if they get off to a slow start, people are gonna be Bills fans are very, very impatient. So
new stadium too.
Yeah, new stadium. Yeah, that's a lot.
Ugly alternative uniforms.
Horrible alternative uniforms. Horrible. Who the hell designed that? I still want to know. They need to be fired. But yes, again, it's a lot of pressure. New stadium, new uniforms, which are all, with uniforms completely ass. I don't know why they did that. But yes, it's a lot of pressure there. I think there's a lot of pressure on the Bills, although they won't fire Joe Brady in year 1, obviously. But I think that the pressure to win down with that team is saying a lot. For my actual pick, I'm going to say clearly, I have no love for Kevin O'Connell, so I think the Minnesota Vikings, I'm just praying on their downfall. So I think I might have as much hate as DK got for the Cowboys. I might have that much hate for Kevin O'Connell at this point. I don't like.
You had that much hate for him.
I don't like him. Because I don't like how he did Kwasi for me. He threw him under the bus.
Oh yeah,
I don't like how he did
49ers.
Yeah, I don't like how he did him. I really don't. He threw him under the bus, for the sake of saving his own ass, and I didn't like it. I think it was shady. I think it was dirty. And we all know the personnel came through you. The recommendations of personnel and decisions of who the draft came through you. It was your decision. He just rolled with it, and then you blamed him for it. I think it was foul. So yeah, I don't fool with Kevin O'Connell at all. So if he gets fired, I'm going to dance on his grave. That's what it is. But yeah. So to pick a team that's on a hot seat pressure, we talked about a little bit earlier, the Colts. I think Shane Steichen's on the hot seat. I think he could be out after this year if they don't get it done. And I think them not addressing the O-line in a big way with an injured quarterback is a misstep. I mean, you had all two. There's a really good lineman in the free agency pool and really good lineman in the draft. You could have gotten anybody, anytime, any space, and could have been upgrades to what you have. So I just think they're going to. And again, like I said, the blueprint is out on them. The book is out on y'all. Yeah, I know that everything runs with Jonathan Taylor. If Jonathan Taylor does not have 120 yards rushing per game, you lose. So if people know that, teams know that, and you're a year removed from that conversation, and you lost the last 7 games of your season based upon the idea that Phillip Rivers is over the hill. Love him, God bless him, but he's over the hill. You couldn't win a game when they stopped Jonathan Taylor. Daniel Jones, or all that, I guess you can say the superlatives he had early on the season, coming off Achilles injury, that's affects your psyche. So I think they're going to be they're going to be on a struggle bus, and I think that if they don't make the playoffs, Shane Steichen's out. So I think they're definitely on the hot seat, and they're definitely under the pressure cooker for sure to get it done in 2026. And it's going to be a daunting task because that division, because we talked about it in a lot of space. We talked about the Texans. Clearly, the Jaguars are going to be forming with Leon Cohen, and of course, the Titans are going to be feisty. So there's no easy wins in this division. So we could be talking about a conversation where they could be forfeiting the division. We could be talking about that. It just might happen. It just might happen. So it's all predicated that defense does. They got good personnel on defense, but
yeah.
Can the defense stop people? And can you, run solid offense? That's what Shane Steichen's claim to fame is, obviously. So won a Super Bowl off of it, got a head coaching job from it. So yeah, I think the Colts are on my list being under the most pressure for 2026.
Yeah, that collapse at the end was just crazy.
It was brutal, man. It was brutal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we talk about free fall.
Yeah, they already had their playoff tickets stamped.
They did. Everybody 8-1. They was like, we flying high. We got the division on lock.
Traded first for Sauce.
Yeah. 2 firsts.
Ready.
2 firsts for Sauce. 2 firsts for Sauce. Yes.
I would have fired the coach. I ain't gonna lie.
Right off that, right?
Yeah, that whole collapse is just crazy.
I mean, you give him grace because you give him grace because Daniel Jones got hurt. You give him that grace. I give him that. But that's I'm gonna give you one though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you one. Yeah,
I put on a Bane mask and say they expect one of us in the wreckage, brother.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Good stuff. Okay. All right. Final thoughts on pressure cookers before we move on.
I've said all I needed to say about my guy.
Yeah, indeed. Oh, that's a good one too. I forgot about to mention that and then you pay Alec Pierce as a number 1 receiver when he's been a number 2 all his year. Like,
yeah,
another dumb move.
I got an honorable mention.
Talk to me.
We got to go with Dan Quinn for the Commanders. He on a little hot seat right now.
Yeah, I wish Dub would come. I wish Dub was here so we can defend that. But that's a good one.
I wish Dub was here. They talking. They talking.
It's definitely. Yeah, I mean, because he got 2 inexperienced coordinators.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one.
It's either gonna work very well or
not at all.
Wonder quick, and he's gonna be out because he's already. It's a second chance at being a head coach.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, and we all know how the first one went.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Y'all had the rumors that Stephon Diggs might go join them and team up with Scary Terry?
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay. That'll help him, but it's just a question of what the offense going to look like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he has a little grace just because of Jaden Daniels getting hurt last year.
True. Much like Daniel Jones. Yes.
But the defense is still pretty bad. So
yeah. They spent a lot of money. They spent a lot of money to upgrade it, though. Exactly. They spent a lot of money to upgrade it, so they got the personnel now. That's not an excuse now either.
Yeah, I just put my Dub hat on there for a second.
Right. Yeah, hey, somebody got to defend the man here.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. I get it. But yeah, I definitely think that's definitely a good honorable mention conversation. Yeah, we got to watch them too. Again, that division gets feisty too. It's kind of like the South. Like clearly, Dallas and the Eagles should be good. And the Giants are going to be feisty. That defense is going to be top tier. And we don't know what the offense is going to look like, but the defense is going to be good. And so, where does that leave them? Where does that leave the Commanders?
Yeah,
it could be the NFC North from last year, where the 4th place team is above 500, but they still don't make the playoffs. That kind of thing. So we'll see. I like it though. It's good stuff. All right, so let's get into our projections for the 2026 season. Let's talk about breakout performance. So who is your likely breakout performer for 2026? It could be any position, quarterback, running back, lineman, whoever. Who's going to turn the page and look like a future Hall of Famer in the 2026 campaign? DK, who you got on your list as being a breakout performer for you?
I'm smiling because I didn't even see this slide, and my breakout performer is Travis Hunter. So I said, "Oh, that's Travis Hunter right there." Okay.
Right.
But yeah, I always like Travis Hunter, man. Something about a two-way player, man. Travis Hunter, I think he's nice, but I don't want him. I don't want him playing offense though. That's just me. Like I said, I said it on my
saying it for a year. We've been saying it for a year.
Exactly. I've been saying it on Twitter. I'm like, he should just stay on defense, lock down corner, work on that. Like if Liam Coleman wants to bring him on offense, a little run package or something like a Debo package or something like that. But I don't want him doing majority of his snaps or splitting 50-50 on the offense defense. It should be majority just straight defense. Because they already got the receivers. You got Jacoby Myers, Brian Thomas, Parker Washington. They're good with that. So I think I'm looking forward to see. I just want Travis Hunter, to just play defense. I want to see what he looks like. See if he can be a lockdown cornerback.
I like it. That's a good pick. All right, AG, who you got on your list as breakout performance?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you guys two because I'm gonna give you one offense, one defense. Offense one, I got to shout out my boy Luther Burden III, MIZ, with the Chicago Bears. Might be a little low-hanging fruit with that, but dude's a baller. He's going to ball. Second year in Ben Johnson's system. They just moved on from DJ Moore.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to, I think, be more in that Amon-Ra St. Brown type role. They're going to get him the ball in space and let him do what he does because he is an electrifying playmaker. Hell of a kick returner, too. I think he's going to, make a name for himself this year. And we're going to see a little spike in Luther Burden jersey sales up in Chi-Town. Let me just put it that way. And so that's my offensive guy. I think for the defense, I got to praise my own team a little bit. Some of this may be out of just pure necessity. Oh,
whoa, we lost coach.
Keep
it going.
Yeah, I was wondering if that was me or not. It seemed a little delayed, but yeah. So this is probably scratching my own team's back a little bit. Some of it might be definitely a little based on pure necessity, but I'm gonna shout out Noah Williams, second year corner with the Kansas City Chiefs, a guy they drafted out of Cal last year. He is a ball hawking machine. I think he led the nation in college football going into the draft and interceptions. Obviously it has to have the next man up with McDuffie and Watson and the other corner. I mean, they lost Joshua Williams as well, so they lost their top three corners. They got Delane, but they didn't really put a big emphasis on drafting someone else early or signing someone to come in. So, they have the confidence in Noel Williams to be the guy they think he can be. Played in 44% of snaps last year, had 48 tackles, 7 pass breakups, and 4 TFLs. So, I mean, pretty productive in a limited role, and I'm excited to see what he does with the full showtime.
No, yeah, I definitely like that pick. I guess I'll go give mine as we await coach to come back into the studio. I'm gonna go with the home team pick. I know, not the most exciting. Oh, there we go. We got coach back. Not the most exciting, but
for you, brother. He's on my list too.
Yeah. I really do think Omarion Hampton is primed for just a massive breakout this year. Finally healthy. Getting into the Mike McDaniel offense, we obviously know what Devon Achane has done in that system. Hampton can do it all. He can block, he can run between tackles, outside, has that incredible burst of speed, can catch it out of the backfield as well, run upfield with it. So I know McDaniel is going to have a lot of fun cooking up game plans and schemes for him. I think that the running back room as a whole for the Chargers is in a really great spot right now with Hampton leading the way. Still have Kamani Vidal there who gave you everything he had last season to really keep the run game somewhat relevant, even when Hampton did go down with that unfortunate injury. I love the signing of Keaton Mitchell in the offseason. So I really think they did a great job surrounding that running back room with talent at kind of every piece. I love Alec Ingold as the fullback. Again, I just think McDaniel is going to cook up some incredible things for him. And as everybody is really excited to see what Herbert's going to do in this offense, and I know he's going to shine as well, I really do think the biggest beneficiary of getting Mike McDaniel over here is ultimately going to be Omarion Hampton. He's going to show people this year why he was a first-round pick. And in a draft that only featured him and Ashton Genty as the first-round running backs, I think he will kind of break out a little bit more early than Genty. Genty did kind of splash on the scene last year, although when you're taken, what was he taken? Fourth?
Let's see.
Overall?
Pretty damn early.
Six.
My apologies. When you're taking that early, either way, you kind of want to see bigger returns early on. Obviously, Hampton being in the 20s, you get a little bit more leeway. But I really do think he's going to really show out this year and justify the Chargers taking him with their number 1 overall pick.
I like it. So catch me up. What did AG pick? I don't want to step on his toes.
I said Luther Bird the third, MIZ, the Chicago Bears. I think he's gonna ball out, and then I shout out Noel Williams, corner with the Chiefs.
I like it. Okay, good stuff. Okay, all right. So you said Mario Hampton, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, smart move, smart man. I like how you think. Okay. Yeah, I was torn between two guys. In all honesty, I always lean defense in the conversation, but just to be on the brand of offense, or just going with the flashy offensive players in this conversation. It was a close race between Cam Ward and Matthew Golden. I think that I talked about Cam Ward earlier about it being in the Robert Saleh's ecosystem now, with Brian Daboll being his play caller, having weapons now, obviously having a good old line. Between him and Matthew Golden, I think Matthew Golden being the clear odds-on number 1 now in Green Bay should bode well for him to be a better receiver in year 2. Had a rough campaign in year 1. I mean, he has all the talent and the superlatives to be a good receiver. So it's just a matter of him getting his footing. But yeah, if I had to pick, I guess you can say foot to fire. I had to pick one. I'm gonna go with Cam Ward first.
Yeah,
and say Cam Ward will be the biggest benefactor of the regime change. And I think he's going to be a really good quarterback for them. And I think they might have got their franchise guy with the right coaching. So yeah, I think Cam Ward is going to be my breakout player. I'm going to watch for the 2026 campaign. So we'll see how things grow. But I do like those picks for sure.
We'll show it, DZ. You didn't take anyone's, although I agree. I think Ibuka kind of came onto the scene last year a little bit in his own right, but I think it's going to be interesting to see what he does without Mike Evans being there. As kind of
that was my question. That was my question. Yes,
he was.
Chris Godwin's healthy. I think he could still have. He'll still have pretty good production because there's going to be someone else they have to kind of account for, but.
Am I right in saying the Jalen McMillan, the other guy they have?
Yeah, and then they drafted someone else. There's they have Tez Johnson too.
The little Tez Johnson.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I mean they got
and
some
Ted
weapons
Hurst.
over there.
Ted Hurst.
Oh, I forgot about Ted Hurst. I love Ted Hurst. Yes.
Georgia State.
Yeah, really good slot receiver.
6'3", ran a 4.3 or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Damn.
I mean, damn, right.
I wanted
to
draft him. Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Yeah.
Hold on. Got it. Where's the media? Where's the media stuff at? Oh man. We got it.
Discombobulated.
Yeah.
Let me confirm that he ran a 4.3.
I think you're right. I'm going back to my draft coverage.
Close enough.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
There you go. So that's Ted Hurst is going to be a dog for them. I think he's going to be really good. Again, that you can't go 6'3" and 4.3. That's that's Persian Calvin Johnson type area. As far as athleticism. So yeah, I like that. That's a good 100%. That's a good one. Okay, good stuff. So we got Marion Hampton. Damn, why am I spacing on this? Matthew Golden or Cam Ward for me, obviously. I forgot what DK who you have. I forgot. Travis Hunter. Okay, yeah, let's go. Well,
the man on the slide. Come on.
Obviously, the poster boy. And AJ, who you have?
Luther Burden.
Yes.
If I had to pick two, I wanted to just shout out. I feel like I lean offense, just given my background. So I wanted to shout out a defensive guy too, and it worked out as a dude on my own squad. So
why not? Indeed. I think Ruben Bain will have a good year. Quiet as kept too. I think he's gonna have a good year. Everybody, clowning him for his short arms. Lack of long arms in this conversation, but I think he's just a dog in general. So I don't think you better stop him. So I like that.
Yes, DZ. I pray I pray he can become that legit number 2 for us.
I'm concerned, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because he does not give me the Mike McDaniel-esque wide receiver. I don't. His skill set doesn't scream to me Mike McDaniel offense. It doesn't. He's more of a Mike Williams, slower, a boundary X, contested catch, red zone threat kind of receiver. He's not a burner. He's a really good catch. He catch the hell out of the football, but he just doesn't have the athleticism that Mike McDaniels likes to, utilize in his timing offense. I'm curious how he's going to deploy him and whether or not he has him in his conversation of guys he really wants to focus on. Quentin got the speed, Ladd got the speed, Keandre got the speed, Brandon got the speed, Darius got the speed. He's the only one that doesn't have the speed. Yeah. So I think that he might be the odd man out. I mean, although he's a really good blocker, he's a really good boundary X receiver, but it's a question of, is he going to be a decoy or so when he's on the field? And will people pick up on that when he's on the field? So I don't know. I have my reservations, but I'm hoping I'm wrong. Okay. All right. Last little bit before we get out of here. Let's do training camp hot takes real quick. So what do you feel about the training camp of 2026 campaign? So if there's a headline that you can give of what is going to definitely happen or likely happen by the end of training camp, you can say by the end of training camp, this is going to transpire. Let's start with DK. What do you think is going to happen with training camp? Like, what do you think for your team or anybody's team in general, by the end of training camp, you think is this going to be a thing?
That's a good question. I would probably say Deshaun Stribling taking that number 3 slot over Christian Kirk, because Christian Kirk already hurt and they ain't even gotten to the pass yet. And they said Deshaun Stribling is looking real good out there.
Okay.
With a couple practice with training camp. So I'm interested to see what happens. Friday is when they go to pad. So I want to see what Stribling looks like out there, because they say he's been looking real good. He's been looking real fast out there. So I think he might overtake Christian Kirk's spot.
Okay. I like that. Good stuff. All right, AG, what you got from a training camp hot take perspective? What do you think is going to transpire by the end of training camp?
Yeah, not gonna lie, I thought this was like hot news on our own team. So I'm gonna have to pivot a little bit.
Oh, that's fine. It can be.
Hey, well, just with regard to the Chiefs, I'm sure everyone already does, but I was gonna say, Patrick Mahomes be fully healthy, and that already came out. So allegedly, at least, we'll stamp on it. But I'm gonna go with my hot take of training camp is we are gonna know that the Browns starting quarterback will be Deshaun Watson.
Good one. That's a good one. They kind of have to do it with all the money they've been paying him. He hasn't played yet.
They got to get some return on investment. But
at some point, it's pennies on a dollar at this point. But yes, I agree. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. So that's a good one. Okay, so Deshaun Watson will be the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. That's a good one. Okay. All right, RG, what you got on your side? What you feeling from a hot take perspective?
I know how I feel, Coach, because Alex just stole mine. Luckily, I had a backup. Okay. And it is another QB situation. I do believe that Fernando Mendoza will be named the Week 1 starter by the time training camp is over.
Wow.
You said about
I like it.
You saw what they about Kirk Cousins was going to
They said for training camp. They said Kirk Cousins will open up training camp as the QB1. I fully believe you take a guy with the number 1 overall pick, you're not going to sit him long. And I truly don't think the Raiders are really in a position to sit him at all. I think you just got to let him go out there and see what he's got and see what you got in your quarterback. Now, I don't know exactly what their schedule is to start the season. Probably should have pulled up.
Tell you.
Before I made this take here.
Take. Right.
Let's see. Opening up, they have Miami, and then Chargers week 2.
So,
New Orleans.
Chargers week 2 is a little rough, but Miami and New Orleans, those are very, very comfortable games for Mendoza to get situated into. So, especially Miami week 1. I mean, that's about as easy as it can get, I think.
RG, let me just give you this little 7-week stretch, and we'll see if it changes your mind.
Okay. All
right.
Oh boy.
Week 1, Miami, right? Okay. Right. Chargers week 2, Nolans week 3, Kansas City week 4, New England week 5, Buffalo week 6, LA Rams week 7.
Damn.
Yeah, that is the Raiders schedule. What the hell? That's the last place schedule?
Yeah.
Damn. God.
Yeah, I mean, we play the NFC West this year, I think, right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, that's 3
Yeah,
playoff
hey, man.
teams and
I
the
mean-
Super Bowl champ. I mean, realistically, with that schedule, there's never going to be a good time to start him.
Never. No,
There,
it's
I
not.
mean,
Just
so
gotta do
the first 3 weeks obviously were included in that, but the Dolphins and the Saints, those are probably the 2 easiest teams you're going to play all year.
Yeah.
There's no time like the president, and he is again the number 1 overall pick. Number 1 overall picks. I get it. The further down you go, the more likely you see QB sit. If you're the number 1 overall pick, dude, they're expecting you to be a franchise turnaround, and you got to deliver. Yeah, like Coach just said, day 1.
You ain't playing a QB in Vegas. It's all about Cole's cash. All right. that don't buy with Las Vegas.
Kirk
Okay?
Cousins can only buy you so much.
Indeed. Damn. Yeah. I honestly, and I think this was going to end up being this is going to happen. I think because of Kirk Cousins being there. He's going to go against Miami for first week. He's going to look good, and they're going to get lulled into this false insecurity that he can be the guy and they can sit Mendoza. But as time wears on and that brutal ass schedule, I think that they're going to be like, damn, we should have just thrown him out there and just said F it. But yeah, that's not a good time for anybody to be trying
week 8, you got the Jets.
That's the first week that I think is safe.
And then it doesn't get much better.
I'm sure it doesn't.
San Fran, Seattle, Denver, then Cleveland.
I looked at it, and I think it's only 4 winnable games on their schedule. I really think
it's not great.
It's only
got
4
Arizona week 17, so they'll have that to hang their hat on.
Right at the end.
Maybe they pull him a Mahomes and sit him the entire year until week 17.
And then playing week last week. Yeah. That's the
week 18 is Kansas City. So
and there it is. And there it is. Okay. Alrighty. I have a feeling. I'm gonna go with my own team in this particular conversation. As far as hot takes is concerned, I think that we're going to be talking about Akeem Mesidor being the primary guy at the end of training camp for the simple fact, and I talked about this again on Electric Shock Pod, so shameless plug to that. But I say that Khalil Mack is getting older, not less productive, but getting older. Yeah. And you look how you see how I won't say bad, but it was definitely different when he was out for that stretch when he hurt his elbow last year. So with having Mesidor in house, being a young 25, mature athlete at this particular point in time, very high upside, I think they get into the conversation for Chris O'Leary that they want to primarily play him and use Khalil situationally and to save him for the long haul. So you can utilize him and he'd be dominant in the back end of the season and still be fresh versus throwing him out there week 1 and act like he's 25 still and thinking he can just play 17 games and not having drop off. So I think that they might be looking at a conversation where it's a true maybe 60-40, 70-30 split snaps on the defensive side for Akeem. And I don't think it's going to be any drop off because I think I've said this many times. I think he's one of the more polished, complete edge rushers coming out of the draft, him and Bain. Some guys in certain spaces have a good attribute of pass rush only or run defense only, but they didn't have both. Akeem was one of those rare guys that had both coming out of college. He was really good. Actually, he's a former defensive tackle, if people don't realize that. It converted to the edge rusher. So, him being that versatile and that, I guess you can say, have this ability to play both positions is going to be ability for Chris O'Leary to play a lot of games and manipulations up front with those guys and just bring Khalil in on third down when you really need a pass rush, have 3 guys rushing the passer and get after it and let Khalil Mack take less snaps. I mean, we don't need him at this point. I mean, his Hall of Fame career is solidified. He's really just riding the wave. He's trying to get a Super Bowl. So why not keep him fresh throughout the conversation and have him playing elite ball at the end of the season rather than burn him out towards the middle? So I think Akeem Mesidor might be one guy that gets the reins early because, again, he has his pedigree to do it. I think he might be the guy coming to anybody in the training camp. So
I like it. I like it a lot.
Oh, good stuff. Alrighty. Indeed. Yeah, DZ, I'm telling you, man. I'm not sure what Kyle Kennard's going to look like or Dame, but I'm telling you, man, I just say Mac, man. I think Keem can slide right in and play right away, and I think that we won't have any drop off. And we'll see what those guys can do from a developmental perspective. But yeah, I think that we're in a good situation. Well, I don't think we've been in this situation having a good pass rush since Melvin Ingram and Joey Bosa when they were young. So yeah, we were finally back in that conversation. So yeah. Okay, so that is it for our topics, gentlemen. Do y'all have anything else to add? Any last go backs? Any conversations you want to have before we get out of here?
Just want to say that we've already had our last Sunday this year.
Without
no more football.
Hey, I like it.
Every Sunday from here on out, we're getting football. So we're getting right into the thick of it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very excited for this season, as I'm sure everybody else here is. We're going to be covering everything this coming season.
Indeed. Yes. He definitely coined the phrase "Bogang or no bang."
Are you talking about Kansas City Chief Melvin Ingram? Or
no, we're not. We're talking about LA Charger Melvin Ingram.
San
Diego / LA Charger Melvin Ingram. Yes, him, only him. Not anything red in this conversation. We're not talking that at all. No red and white conversations. No, sir. All right, so that's going to do it for us. If you're looking for the Lockdown Divas Sports Network at any space at any time, we are on Patreon now. We have exclusive content running on Patreon. We have our I guess you say exclusive interviews, YouTube early content. You get all our content early on YouTube before it ever hits YouTube stratosphere. You get that there. We get special interviews, exclusive shows that are not available on YouTube at all. It's completely and utterly exclusive Patreon. We get more in-depth analysis, and it's going to be a really good time over there. And as things are heating up, we're going to get more and more content pushed there, as well as the season gets to going and preseason starts to ramp up. So get in on action now. There's a 7-day free trial. They're limited now. You can sign up for 7 days for free to see what you're getting, and you will ultimately be glad you did. So I definitely will say do it now, because it's not going to be on sale forever. So yes, let's go. What did they talk about? Chiefs had 3 Xbox in 26. Did they?
They got Tranquil. I don't know who the other one would be.
You guys did
the guy that's yeah, they still got him. Never mind. So, yeah, it's him.
So it's him. Yeah, there you go.
Well, there it is. Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Good call. All right. Alrighty. So yeah, boom.
I've been to myself, just me lately. I don't need a lot. I've been to myself, just me lately. I don't need a lot. No. Just me and the
So that's going to do it for us this week. I want to thank everybody coming through and joining us this evening. Shout out to all the Lockdown Defenders, the Pick 6 Mafia, and the Hit Squad Brigade. You know who you are. We'll be back in 2 weeks for our more preseason coverage, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Lockdown Divas Sports Network. Hit that subscribe button to never miss any content, and check us out each and every day, Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for all NFL 32 coverage. If you're looking for an NFL home and it's not full of facts and fillers, clickbait and irate takes, you look no further than the Lockdown Divas Sports Network for real NFL coverage. Until next time, we are gone, man. And lastly, the truth only sounds like hate when those who hate don't want to hear the truth. So we're out of here, man. Young Archie, good brother. As always, man, what is the catchphrase we tell people before we get up out of here? As always, you got to do one thing, and one thing well.
We got to step up to lock it down.
And there it is.